Welcome back, friends, to another The City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Lids87 here, and today I am bringing you guys another Are They Worth It? No, I changed the name, so How Worthy Are They? A series where I cover units on upcoming banners to see how worthy are they of your precious tickets and or gems. Now, of course, as you guys saw, there is a change, and there are just minor changes to the way I will be presenting my video. So first and foremost, there is that title change from Are They Worth It to How Worthy Are They? Because as I did mention before when I first introduced my worthy meter, is that now at this point in stage, a lot of units are worth your resources. So in my eyes, in my opinion, it's no longer just a simple yes or no. It's really going to come down to your own personal team compositions and your own resources. So in order to fit the theme of the worthy meter of the worthiness, so I have changed the title, and going forward it's going to be How Worthy Are They of Your Precious Resources, from my own personal opinion. All right, friends, so let me know down below what you guys think about the new title change. I personally dig it. It's going to take a moment to get used to it, but I dig it. I don't mind it. So aside from that, the other minor changes that I just included just a quick intro slide about said characters, and I did push back the pros slide to a later portion of the presentation right before cons, because it makes, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but it just makes sense to have pros and cons together instead of having pros way before if you guys are not familiar for a character. So I want to talk about their kit first and then tell you guys about their pros and cons. All right, friends, so let me know down below what you guys think about said changes. But before I get into it though, friends, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and shoutouts where shoutouts are due. Rem to the database, to the Materia bot, to the Compendium, and the Toneberry Troop. I will leave links down below in the description, and anybody else that does help the community when it comes to finding out information about the characters. Greatly appreciate all these wonderful resources. Thank you for what you guys do for the community. Now, on January 8th, UTC time, we will be getting Thrall of Darkness Xande's event, and it does say near the lower portion in yellow, there will be a free first multi-draw on this banner. Speaking about this banner, Xande, brand new character. He's getting an EX weapon. He's getting an LD weapon. Cloud's Burst weapon is going to be featured on here. He's going to be synergy. Other synergy characters are going to be Zell and Echo. No love for them in terms of reworks, but when Xande gets his lost chapter, Zell is going to be getting some love later down the line. So if you want to skip out on this banner for that reason alone, hey, that probably isn't a bad idea. But let's go ahead and take a look at Xande to see what him and his beautiful teeth, his beautiful smile, what is that going to be bringing to the table, to the global side of the game. Now, Xande, he's a Final Fantasy III character, green crystal affinity, and Xande is a magic attacker with imperils and party chants built into his kit. Now, if you would love to skip ahead, there are going to be timestamps in the time frame, in the description, in the comments. Timestamps are all over the damn place, because I know some viewers just want to get straight to certain portions. Hey, that's fine. Thank you guys for swinging by. I greatly appreciate it. Those of you that would like to stick around, I will cover his kit as he is a brand new character, but I'm going to try to do my best to summarize it as much as I can. All right, guys, so those skipping ahead, I'll see you guys later. Everybody else, let's get into it. So Xande's first ability is Libra Combo. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that this is going to be hitting at 50% Brave potency per Brave hit. I'm just kidding. That's not beautiful. That's pretty damn low. All right, but this is going to be AoE Magic Brave Dark Fire Brave hits with HP attack with 20% HP splash. Now, if there's a single target, the Brave damage is going to be increased by 60%, and with his passives, there's going to be an additional 25% Brave damage and an additional 10% Brave damage if he is hitting the target's weakness, which he is going to be doing constantly with his Apprehension of Weakness, which is a debuff he inflicts on all the enemies upon using Libra Combo. Also, upon using Libra Combo, he will grant himself 1 stack of Circus Tower. Apprehension of Weakness is a 6-turn debuff on that enemy that is going to lower defense by 20% and their Fire, Earth, and Dark resist down, which Xande is going to be doing that type of elemental damage, so he's going to be boosting his own elemental damage because of those reasons. Now, Circus Tower, it is a special effect on Xande. Max stacks is at 5. There is no expiration for this special effect, but it does take a bit to build up, and depending on what stack you're at, this will give Xande additional stats. So at 1 stack, it's going to increase his critical Brave damage by 20%. 2 stacks plus 20% to Stolen Overflow. At 3 stacks, this is going to increase the HP splash damage to non-targets by 20%. At 4 stacks, this is where he gives the party dark enchant. So if they're non-elemental, they're going to be hitting even harder. And at 5 stacks, this is going to increase that HP splash on targets an additional 30%. So 50% total. Now, you guys already saw with Libra Combo, it already has or already comes with 20% HP splash. So now you're dealing 70% HP splash to non-targets, which is going to help you out with those trash waves or if there's multiple bosses out on the field. Now, like I just mentioned, this is a slow special effect to stack up. So you either have to use Libra Combo, you have to use his LD, or assuming everything is max, which you should have everything max if you're going to be using units on Lufenia, unless you're Rem, because Rem is amazing. With his EX weapon at EX plus 2 out of 3, at the start of the quest, he will start off with 1 stack of Circus Tower. So you start off the quest with Circus Tower, use his LD, gets 1 stack, use Libra Combo, that's 3 stacks. So it's going to take a few turns to get him up to 5 stacks. So be very careful if he gets dispelled, because it's going to take several turns to build him back up. All right, friends, so just keep that in mind. Second ability, Quake. This is going to be AoE, Magic, Earth, Dark, Brave hits with HP attack with 20% splash. The Circus Tower is going to increase that by an additional 50% HP splash to non-targets. This is hitting at a 25% Brave potency per Brave hit. That is really sad. Same thing with single target, plus 60% Brave damage passes, 25% extra Brave damage. And if he's hitting the enemy's weakness, an additional 10% Brave damage, which he is going to be doing. Now, upon using Quake, he will grant himself Dark Sovereignty for a few turns. Now, once Xande is at 3 stacks of Circus Tower, Quake will upgrade to Quega, which I just highlighted the main differences in yellow. There's going to be more Brave hits, executed twice, but at a lower Brave potency, 20% Brave hit, 20% Brave potency per Brave hit. Man, if you guys just want to pick up a mighty Quake for this reason alone, hey, by all freaking means, just do it up. Dark Sovereignty is an 8-turn buff on Xande. This is going to increase his attack by 30% and his max Brave by 50%. And this will further improve his Earth and Dark damage, or he's going to give himself a 20% Earth and Dark enchant, just letting him dish out more Earth and Dark damage. Now, his Dark Sovereignty can be further improved with his artifact passive, Great Mage's Discipline boost, which is going to further improve his max Brave and attack by 5%, totaling out to 15% total if you pick up 3 of these. Now, you definitely want to pick this up with attack 108s, but like I just mentioned, because the Brave potency of Quake is just so damn low, it'd be okay to pick up some mighty Quake. That is how I feel about picking up artifact passives for him. So again, attack 108s is C50 with his Great Mage's Discipline boost, but again, I would not mind picking up mighty Quakes in the process if that's what RNG decides to give me. His additional ability, weak damage up, 2 uses for 4 turns. He's going to increase his weakness Brave damage by 20%, and this will give him an extra 20% max Brave up. Now, with his call action Libra Combo Plus, he's going to come in, do some damage. He's going to get out. He will inflict Apprehension of Weakness for 3 turns on all the targets, and with his C80, there's going to be more overflow to the damage with more HP splash, but now Apprehension of Weakness is going to go from 3 turns to 6 turns. So this can come in handy if you just want to deal out Dark Brave damage. This can come in handy with Vivi. Once Vivi has the capabilities to equip a call action once he gets his level 80, because now he's with Apprehension of Weakness is, again, Fire and Dark, 2 of the elemental damage types that Vivi does built into his kit. So just in case Vivi's own elemental resist down gets pushed off, it's going to come in very handy for Vivi. Xande's EX ability, yet another meteor. This is going to be hitting at a 30% Brave potency per Brave hit. This is going to do AoE, Magic, Earth, Dark, Brave hits with HP attack, 20% HP splash, executed 3 times, single targets, plus 60% Brave damage. With the passives, there's going to be an additional plus 25% Brave damage. This will grant him a stack of another buff called Pall of Darkness. Now, with EX plus 2 out of 3 when the quest starts, he will gain access to Dark Sovereignty for 8 turns, 1 stack of Pall of Darkness, so his EX ability buff, and 1 stack of Circus Tower. So there's 1 stack, so use his LD or use his first ability, Libra Combo, to start building up those stacks of Circus Combo. And at the start of each wave, when the battle starts, each single wave, the enemies will be automatically afflicted with Apprehension of Weakness for 6 turns. Pall of Darkness is a 6-turn buff on Xande. Max stacks is at 5, and this will increase his stats based on how many stacks he's at. So this is going to increase his attack by 10% per stack, maxing out at 50% attack, This is also going to increase his EX ability recast speed by 10% per stack, 50%. Now, with his character boards, the Southeastern Pass, this is just going to give him a flat 10% attack, so 60% in total once you're at 5 stacks of Pall of Darkness. After maxing out Xande's EX weapon, you will gain access to an A-type bonus sphere. Now, when the wielder is attacking a target's weakness, this will increase the Brave damage dealt by 5% and raise max Brave by 5% for 3 turns. And finally, Xande's last weapon, his LD ability, Destruction Quagga. It's going to have 4 uses. This is going to cancel the enemy's break status, but it doesn't automatically break them, which in my opinion is much better. Auto breaking along with resetting the enemy's break status always comes in very handy. So it just cancels the break status, which turns them into a mini delayer, which can come in handy. Now, this is AoE magic Earth Dark Brave hits with HP attack with a 50% splash. Executed 2 times, is going to be hitting at 70% Brave potency per Brave hit with an additional 60% Brave damage when he's targeting a single target, but nowadays that's pretty rare, especially during Lufenia. There's always multiple bosses, so once in a blue moon, he can take full advantage of single targets. Now, after using his LD ability, he will gain 1 stack of Circus Tower, and he will gain access to a free ability use on the following turn, excluding his LD abilities. So how you're going to be using Xande is, again, with his EX ability, with his EX passive, he's going to start off the quest with 1 stack of Circus Tower, uses a LD ability to get a 2nd stack of Circus Tower, then use Libre Combo on the following turn. You're going to be able to use it for free to bring yourself up to 3 stacks of Circus Tower. So just 2 more turns and you can be at 5 stacks of Circus Tower. That is how I believe is the best way to use his LD ability. There's no other types of debuffs built into this or any other types of buffs for Xande, so it's possible we could see that with his LD extension once he receives his Lost Chapter. Xande's 7-star armor, it's going to be his pants. It's the pattern of the pants, and this is going to come with the attacks Keystone, which is going to allow him to, or he can exceed the Brave damage limit by 15%, or the held Brave and HP damage limit by 15%. So this is very useful for Xande just because he has a very high HP splash towards the enemy. So if you are going to be using him on your primary team compositions, then I do recommend you guys pick up his pants for that reason alone. Pros about Xande, this guy has a great smile. I feel like he's always smiling. Just look at him. Like, nothing can get this guy down. He is ready for 2021. He is on a positive mindset for 2021. We can all learn a lot from Xande. I'm just saying, all right, guys. So other than that, Xande is our first, even on the JP side, our first party-wide Dark Enchanter to our home teams. I'm looking at Leon because Leon enchants the opposite team, which I don't know. He might be playing for the wrong team. Is he truthfully on our team? But jokes aside, Xande is our first Dark Enchanter, which can come in handy during certain situations, especially if the boss is already weak to Dark Brave damage. Now, with his LD ability, he does gain access to a free ability use after using his LD, which is going to help him build up his Circus stacks. Aside from that, he does have a lot of HP splash despite his shitty Brave potencies. Speaking about his Brave potencies, those are gonna start off his cons. He has really bad Brave potencies, so be very careful. So give him bonus spheres that are going to increase his Brave damage. Now, I do have some examples here of some bonus spheres, A-type bonus spheres that you could give him to help him with his Brave damage. So we got Cloud, Ida, Edgar, Kuja, Seven, Vayne, Gao, or even Sid, Rydia, Jack, or even Xande's own bonus sphere, just to help him out with his Brave damage. Again, I wouldn't mind getting some Mighty Quakes for his second ability just to really beef up that damage. But that's really up to RNG, so pick up some bonus spheres to help him out with that. His stackable buffs, they're very slow to build up. They take forever to build up, so be extremely careful if Xande is about to be dispelled, all right? Because you guys saw, he's going to start off with 1 stack of Circus Tower, but if he doesn't have that, he gets dispelled. It's going to take you 5 turns to get back up there, okay? 5 turns to get back up to 5 stacks of Circus Tower. That's a lot of ability uses. That's a lot of time spent in a Lufenia fight, so be extremely careful with dispels. And like I did mention earlier, he doesn't get no new buffs or debuffs with his LD ability, but this is something we could potentially see with his LD extensions. It would have been nice to have something now just to further help him out with his kit. Maybe more weakness, Brave damage up would have been extremely handy for Xande to help cover for his very low brave potencies. Now let's go ahead and quickly look at the Lufenia bosses. They're going to be resistant to ice, water, wind, and holy. The special counter will appear at the start of the battle at the 59% HP threshold. It will cancel at the 79% HP threshold. And in order to increase the special counter by 2, you must inflict some form of dark brave damage on the enemy. Now there's 2 waves, okay? I will leave a link down below to the Toneberry Troops Lufenia research page. Beautiful page, guys. Check it out, especially if you guys want to plan for upcoming Lufenias in the near future. Thank you guys for putting those pages, or that page, together with all this wonderful Lufenia research. So 2 waves. First one is the Ochu, the big plant with the little baby plants. That's not going to be an issue. The issue is the second wave, where you're going to encounter these mecha doggies. All right, there's going to be 2 mecha doggies. They look kind of ferocious, actually, kind of terrifying. But the main gimmick, or you're going to run into certain situations during certain HP thresholds, and there's going to be a yellow particle aura. So it's almost like Super Saiyan, but not really. Just little yellow auras coming around. You will be able to spot them. Now, the thing with this is that they won't receive HP damage while their yellow particle aura is up. They're going to receive a massive shield. And if they act while this yellow particle aura is up, they will dispel your entire party. AoE damage, AoE HP attacks, potentially wiping out your party members. So be very, very careful. To stop this, you must break them. And while the yellow particle aura is up, they will receive more elemental brave damage. So just break them while the yellow particle aura is up. Once you break them, it'll go away. You will be just fine. And they do have another aura, a red aura. They're going to be doing more HP attacks during this red aura. It is up for 2 turns. It's not so bad. You will survive, but just be mindful of those HP attacks while they're in their red aura. Now, when it comes to units for your team compositions, any form of dark brave damage is going to be very handy for that special counter. Xande's call action. Vivi with his LD, because Vivi with his LD does dark brave damage, and Realm while having Diabolos equipped. Now, the beautiful thing about this Lufenia run is that you can definitely burst it down. You don't need any of these units on your team compositions, being like Lightning Cloud and maybe, I don't know, what's Ninja Boy. Kurosame. There, I couldn't think of his name off the top of my head. You can rush this down, or if you want to bring Diabolos as your summon for near the tail end of the fight, so you can enhance your non-elemental units with dark brave damage, that's going to come in extremely handy. Now, there are definitely plenty of other units you could definitely bring for this, but Spoony Bard can definitely help you out with the yellow particle aura, put them to sleep. They won't act. Buy yourself some time. And of course, Cloud is going to be synergy for this event, so you can delay and paralyze to buy yourself more time while that yellow aura is active. So aside from that, bring your tanks, bring your Daddy-O, bring your Warrior of Light, bring your Lightnings, bring your Clouds, bring whoever you want to try to take on this Lufenia stage, as long as their elemental type is not resisted. Alright friends, now we're at that part of the video. How worthy are they? How worthy is Xande of your precious tickets and or gems? So for Xande, I'm going to say he's somewhat worthy of your resources, but sort of on the lower end. Now, Lids did say that this was the best burst banner to pick up Cloud's burst weapon on, because of what Xande can do for the party. He can enhance the party with Dark. He is the only one and in our entire roster of characters that can do that to date, which can come in handy in certain situations. Now, first and foremost, remember that there's going to be a free multi-draw on this banner, so you could potentially pick up Xande's kit for free. Now, again, like I just mentioned, him being the very first unit to enchant the party with Dark, I believe that comes in very useful. I've always loved elemental enchanters towards the party and elemental imperialers, just because they could drastically improve your team composition's damage. You can bring units onto stages where their damage type was resisted, so valuing that in itself, in my opinion, is pretty damn good. And also pairing him up with Vivi comes in very handy, because of Vivi's LD, he does fire and dark type damage, and Vivi's elemental resist down gets pushed off or gets dispelled for some reason, you have another way to do that with Xande. So once Vivi gets his level 80 also, he'll be able to equip the Xande call action to inflict apprehension of weakness to just help out Vivi dish out more damage. Now, talking about Dark Brave damage, that's going to come in handy for a few Lufenias. So for his own, for the boss rush, the very first one, which we are going to literally get like in a few weeks, but Dark Knight Cecil is going to be coming back, rework LD, and he does Dark Brave damage. Transcendence number 2, there's going to be a boss that you can inflict Dark Brave damage and the special counter goes up, but you can also inflict other type of elemental damage to that boss, so to increase. the special counter. So, and on top of that, Divine Alexander. But at that point, we have Golbez, who's going to be getting a rework in LD and burst weapon. And at that point, I'd rather have Golbez over Xande. All right, so you guys are trying to see what I'm saying here is like if you're not going to pick up any of those units, then having some form of dark enhancer onto your party is going to come in handy if you cannot rush down those stages. But if you are going to pick up some of those units, then you can definitely skip out on Xande. You're going to be absolutely just fine. Now, if you are going to be picking up Xande, just keep in mind to focus on giving him brave damage of bonus spheres to really enhance his brave damage, because you guys saw that he has really low brave potencies, but he more than makes up for that in terms of HP splash towards the enemies. You guys saw up to 70% HP splash towards all the enemies. Or talking about his HP splash, be sure to give him a very beautiful brave battery paired alongside him, so you can take full advantage of that HP splash, so he can be dishing out as much damage as possible. At the end of the day, when it comes to Xande, if you are going to pick up any of those other dark brave damage dealers that I just mentioned, mainly Dark Knight Cecil or Golbez later down the line, you don't need Xande. You could skip out on Xande. You're going to be absolutely fine. But if you're not going to get any of those other units, maybe consider getting Xande just for that dark party enchant, just to make some of those Lufenias a little bit easier, especially if they're already naturally weak to dark, or dark is not absorbed. It's going to help your party members just dish out more damage. But again, friends, if you skip on him, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. That is it for this video, friends. I want to thank you guys for watching my How Worthy Are They covering Xande. Be sure to let me know down below what you guys are going to be doing for Xande. Me personally, I would love to have the gimmick of enchanting my party members with dark. I love the darkness. All hail the Dark Lord Voldemort. So I wouldn't mind having Xande on my team compositions, but at the same time, it's like I don't need him, even though I wouldn't mind him, because I just need to do his challenge quest, and I'm already at 50 burst tokens, which I can pick up Cloud's burst weapon for. So why am I going to spend resources on that banner to get Cloud's burst weapon when I can just spend the burst tokens and pick up someone else's burst weapon or LD with the gems a little bit later down the line? So I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm probably leaning more towards potentially skipping out on him, depending on how the free multi-draw goes. All right, friends, so at this current moment, I'm undecided. I might just go with the burst tokens. I don't know, but I will let you guys know in the form of a video or tweet something along the lines, or perhaps the next video, on what I decided to do on this banner. All right, friends, so let me know your own personal plans down below in the comments about Xande. And until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.